So in the meanwhile, some others joined. Let us have a quick revision of what we have done in the previous class, because if you make one single mistake, the entire problem will be. So we studied yesterday about parallelogram law of forces. I need the statement from one of you. What do you mean by parallelogram law of forces? Or what is the statement of parallelogram law of force?
If two
Two
forces acting
forces acting
simultaneously at a
simultaneously
point
at a
are
point are
represented in
represented in
magnitude and
magnitude
direction
and
as
direction as
adjacent sides
adjacent sides
of
of
parallelogram, then the
parallelogram. Then the
resultant of the force
resultant
is
of the forces
given by
is
diagonal
given
of
by the diagonal of parallelogram
parallelogram passing
passing
through the
through
point of
point of
intersection.
intersection.
So if two forces are acting on a point simultaneously and are represented in magnitude and direction by the adjacent sides of parallelogram, then the resultant is given by the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through point of intersection. So that's the thing in front of you. And I have also told you the three main conditions are: it should be two forces, second is it should be acting at the same time, and third will be it should be represented as the adjacent sides of parallelogram. So if these three conditions are satisfied, then only we can apply parallelogram law, and it says that the resultant will be the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through point of intersection, and the value or the magnitude of that r will be is equal to root of f1 square plus f2 square plus 2 f1 f2 cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two forces. Then we decided that as force is a vector quantity, it should have magnitude as well as direction both. So r just gives the magnitude or the value of the force, alpha gives the angle of the force with respect to one of the forces. So if I want to take the angle with respect to f2, that is the down force, then the formula will become tan inverse of f1 sine theta divided by f2 plus f1 cos theta. And if I want to find out angle with respect to f1, so it will be tan inverse of f2 sine theta divided by f1 plus f2 cos theta. Then we solved one problem on this and we got the correct answers. And then we proceeded towards the next important thing, and that was nothing but the resolution of a force. So now, without reading from the notes, resolution of force. What is resolution of a force?
Splitting of the force.
That the splitting up of a force, or splitting की जगह आप divide भी बोल सकते हो. Dividing a force into x and y components is called as resolution of force. And then we discussed about the direction of forces, and I told you to see where the actual force is going. If it is going towards right side, it will be considered positive, left side negative, upward positive, and downward negative. And then we solved some examples like this, wherein I have taken four forces given at some angles theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, and theta 4, and we have found out this particular figure, that how to resolve a force. And one more thing which we have seen is the angle, the component which is adjacent to the angle will be always termed as cos.
Cos theta.
Okay. So with this basics in mind, let us start with the problem. Or now we are going into the deeper into the chapter, that is resultant of concurrent force system. So now again I want your intervention. What do you mean by this term concurrent?
Emitting from a single
All
point.
Both are meeting at
Yes,
one
all
point.
the
one
force will be
single.
meeting at the single point. The magnitude of the resultant is given by the formula which we will be using is r is equal to square root of summation fx square plus summation of fy square. What does it mean? It means that if you want to find out resultant of all the forces, you need to take all the forces in x direction plus all the forces in y direction. This will be much clearer when we solve the problems. Then, as we know that because force is a vector quantity, it should have magnitude as well as direction. So this formula which I have written, r is equal to root of fx square plus fy square, is nothing but, here it is written, it is a magnitude of the resultant. Then we should have the direction also. So here it is, the direction of a resultant is given by, the formula is tan inverse of alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation fy by summation of fx. Then again the same sign convention are here. All the forces going towards right side will be considered positive, while the forces going towards left will be considered negative. This is a rule which we are following since the first lecture. Similarly, all the forces going towards upside or towards north side will be considered positive, while the forces towards downside will be considered negative. So now the promise comes into the picture. And what is the promise? Promise is when you see that a question is of concurrent force system, when you see that the question is of concurrent force system, you have to remember only these two things, and only these two will be giving you the answer. First is the magnitude of the force. Okay, the first one is the magnitude of the force, that is r is equal to root of fx square plus fy square, and second is the direction of the force, that is alpha is equal to tan inverse of fy by fx. Okay, now let us apply this to one of the problems so that it will be more clear. So this is the question. Two forces 100 Newton and 150 Newton are passing through a point. Find the resultant of a force if angle between them is 45 degrees. What can you say about this question? Have you seen this question earlier?
सर कल ही हुआ है.
Why I have taken this question again?
अभी न्यू फार्मूला यूज करेंगे सर.
Correct. So just I have taken the same example because I want to show you that a problem can be solved by any method. अगर दो फोर्स है तो आप पैरेललोग्राम लॉ ऑफ फोर्स भी लगा सकते हो, और ये वाला मेथड जो अभी हम लोग सीखेंगे वो भी लगा सकते हो. इट इज अप टू यू इन द एग्जाम विच मेथड यू फॉलो. ठीक है, सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द प्रॉब्लम एंड वी विल सी दैट द आंसर्स आर कमिंग सेम. क्या बोला है देखो, two forces of 100 Newton and 150 Newton are passing through one single point. So I will first make the diagram. So let us say this is my point, and one of the force I will take exactly in the x direction. So let us say this is my 100 Newton force, and another is 150 Newton force. This is 150 Newton acting at an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, so now which type of system is this? Is it a concurrent force system?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because two forces are given and both the forces are passing through one single point. Have you heard this कि अगर सीधी उंगली से घी नहीं निकलता तो उंगली टेढ़ी करना चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ सुना है?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, सो यहाँ पर भी वही करना है. 100 न्यूटन का जो फोर्स है वो बेचारा सीधा सीधा पड़ा है अपने एक्स डायरेक्शन में. यस और नो?
Yes.
अलोंग
Yes.
एक्स डायरेक्शन है.
यस
वो उसको मस्ती है, देखो 150 न्यूटन वाला फोर्स जो है ना उसको बहुत मस्ती है, टेढ़ा बन के बैठा है ना?
यस
टेढ़ा होके बैठा है ना, तो उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा अपने को?
सीधा.
सीधा.
Yes. जो टेढ़े लोग हैं उनको क्या करते हैं अपन? सीधा करेंगे. So that means we have to resolve the forces into x and y direction. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So let us resolve the force, and if you can tell me how to resolve a force, कैसे करते हैं?
वही सर.
In x direction it's
Yes.
150
y direction
cos
is
45.
Okay. देखो सबसे
Y
पहले तो
direction
देखो नहीं, स्टेप्स फॉलो करो. सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे? ड्रॉ वन लाइन
Y.
पैरेलल टू x, वन लाइन पैरेलल टू y. बन गई. उसके बाद एंगल यहाँ पर क्या दिया है? 45 डिग्रीज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x. तो यहाँ पर भी मैं बनाऊंगा 45 डिग्रीज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x. करेक्ट?
Yes, sir.
यस सर.
अब डायरेक्शन, फोर्स कहाँ जा रहा है? अप और
Right
सॉरी
में.
लेफ्ट और राइट?
और ऊपर.
Right.
Up and right. Correct? So this will be right
Yes.
side, this will be going right side, this will be going towards top side. Any doubts in resolution of force?
नो सर.
No, sir.
Sir.
Now
No, sir.
after that I will what I will write is this component will be 150 cos 45
45.
and this will be 150 sin 45.
45.
This is the main part of any problem of mechanics. If you do all these things, next is just the value substitution, that's it. Okay, so let us start. I will write the formula here that because it is a concurrent force system, we will use only these two formulas, which is r is equal to square root of summation fx square plus summation of fy square, and theta or alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation fy by summation of fx. That's it. We have promised. We got the problem of concurrent force system. There is only two formulas. Apart from that, I will not use anything. That's it. What are the things which we require?
FX.
Correct.
FY.
We require
Or
summation
FY.
of fx square plus we require summation of fy square.
Plus
So let us
sum-
start solving that part.
FY square.
So let us start with the solution now. in solution, the first step what I will do is find out summation of fx. It's very simple. What it is giving, what it is telling, sum. किसको sum करो? All the forces in x direction.
X direction.
Okay. Now come to our main figure. कौन से फोर्स हमारे x में है? Just observe.
150 cos
150
45.
cos
100 cos
45
45.
देखो
100
एक तो हमारा ये वाला जो फोर्स है वो x में है, 100 वाला जो बेचारा सीधा सीधा बैठा था. ओके, एंड इट इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स राइट साइड, तो पॉजिटिव आएगा नेगेटिव आएगा?
पॉजिटिव
पॉजिटिव. So I will write fx is equal to 100 plus this is the force which is also going in x direction towards right side, 150 cos 45.
Yes,
So I will write 150 cos 45. और कोई फोर्स दिख रहा है? So there are only two forces. There are only two forces in x direction. So now just calculate or put this value in your calculators and tell me what is summation of fx.
206.
206.06.
206.06. And what will be the value? Sorry, what will be the unit?
न्यूटन.
फोर्स है. फोर्स हमको क्वेश्चन में अगर न्यूटन में दिया है तो आंसर भी हमारा काय में रहेगा? न्यूटन में रहेगा. सो दिस कंप्लीट्स वन ऑफ द पार्ट. और क्या चाहिए था? समेशन ऑफ एफ वाई चाहिए था. ओके, सो आई विल राइट सेकंड, summation of fy is equal to. Now again wear your spectacles and see how many forces are there in y direction.
1.
150
किसी को दो दिख रहे क्या?
45.
No, sir.
So there is only one force. This is this one, 150 sine 45 going towards upside. So what I will write is 150
Sir,
sine 45. Yes. So let us proceed. Summation of fy is equal to 150 sine 45. कितना आएगा?
106.06.
106.
106.06. And next time when you give me the answers, give
Newton.
me in proper units.
Newton.
Newton, because you have observed in your unit test paper, I have deducted marks for units. Okay. So we got first and second answer. Now I will get my formula. Third, लेके आओ उसको इधर. R is equal to square root of summation fx square. I am writing the formula again for you, plus summation of fy square. So what I will get is square root of fx square. So it will be 206.06 square plus summation of fy will be 106.06 square. Just put in the calci and tell me the answer.
231.7.
231.75. Newton.
231.71 newtons. Okay. So is this the problem?
75, sir.
75. ठीक है ना? 75 जो भी है. Decimal के बाद कुछ भी आया, I don't care for that. Okay. So if R is 231.75, so is the problem complete?
No sir. Direction.
No,
निकालो.
sir.
Okay. अच्छा, अब क्वेश्चन देखो. क्वेश्चन में क्या बोला है? Two forces of 100 Newton and 150 Newton are passing through a point. Find the resultant of the force. तो हो गया ना? रिजल्टेंट तो निकाल लिया हमने.
डायरेक्शन में निकालना है सर.
करेक्ट. एग्जाम में, यस, एग्जाम में बहुत से लोग ये छोड़ देते हैं. यस, क्या लिखा है? रिजल्टेंट ऑफ अ फोर्स, एंड फोर्स हैव रिजल्टेंट एंगल एज वेल एज मैग्नीट्यूड. सो वी आल्सो हैव टू फाइंड वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा, या बोलो या थीटा बोलो. सो लेट अस से थीटा इज इक्वल टू tan इनवर्स ऑफ summation fy by summation fx. So it will be tan inverse of fy. Fy कितना है? 106.06 divided by 206.06. So what you are getting theta as?
27.23.
27.23 degrees. Correct? किसी को कोई doubt? So now this is perfect as far as calculation part is concerned. But what examiner expect is you show the resultant graphically. Okay. Now how to make a resultant graphically? देखो कैसे बनाना. Okay, I will use another color so that it's easy to recognize. Okay, so what we will do, make one x-axis and make one y-axis. Okay, this is x and this is y. Now just tell me the value of fx. Is it in positive or negative?
पॉजिटिव में.
Positive. तो मैं यहाँ पर लिखता हूँ positive. Okay, just for remembrance. Similarly, fy also we got positive. X is also positive. Y is also positive. That means which quadrant it will go?
First quadrant.
First quadrant. I am making one force in first quadrant and I will name this that it is R, whose value we have found out as 231.75 degrees, acting at an angle of 27.23 degrees. This will give you the final 4 marks. This question is of 4 marks. समझ में आया कैसे बनाना है सब कुछ?
231.75 Newton, no?
Sorry, I have
Newton
written
है ना,
degrees.
result?
Correct. Thank you for that. It should be newtons. I have written degrees. किसी को कोई डाउट?
No, sir.
No, sir.